Hello everyone, welcome to Noble Architects Consult. In this video, I'm going to review the Lumion rendering tips and tricks every designer must know. For you to achieve a hyper-realistic rendering, there are some adjustments you need. I'm going to take you through the tips and tricks you need to master in Lumion to have a hyper-realistic rendering. The first tip is the realistic materials. Let's take a look at this. You need to customize it to have a good view, reducing the glossiness and the reflectivity. At some point, you need to increase it based on the material you are working on. The displacement, you can choose to increase it or reduce it. The more you increase it, the more visible it is. And the scale, you need to adjust it. You either increase it or reduce it. The next thing we are going to consider is the grass material. This is a 3D grass material. As you can see, it's alright, but you need to enhance it to have that realistic effect. So what you need to do is to go to any software you are using, select the top surface and make a copy of it. Raise it up a little bit above the initial level. Let me use 5. Then change the material. Let's head over to Lumion. So we are going to change this material. Select soil material. Let's use this. Now you can see the difference between both of them. This looks more realistic and natural. Even your wall material, the default reflection is at 1.0 and the gloss is 1.0 also. This will cause more reflections during your rendering. You need to adjust it. The next tip is the real sky adjustments. We have different categories of real sky depending on the scene you want to create. The evening, the morning, the overcast, sunset, clear, and night. But to have a more realistic rendering, you need to add effects with a bit of cloud. Maybe the overcast for daylight rendering, any of your choice. I'll go with this. After placing this, you can adjust the sun direction from the real sky to fit your desire. If you are adding sun, you need to make sure that the sun position aligns with that of the real sky. Let's add the sun. At this point, we need to hide the sun first and locate the position of the real sky sun. Here's the sun position. Let's turn on the sun effect. You can use this setting to adjust the sun direction. Both sun is coming from the same angle right now. Now we go over to tip number 3, the shadow effects. When you are adding the shadow, there are some adjustments you need to make, like the coloring. I will need to adjust it a bit. The more you increase it, the more the sky color will have effects on the scene. I do reduce it. Secondly, the soft shadow. You need to turn it on. Define detail shadow. Turn it on as well. When you turn this on, you have a light shadow effect. Tip number 4, the reflection control. For you to have a better reflection, you need to adjust the reflectivity to have a better reflection. Enable it and add the reflection plane. Select the surface you need the reflection. I need to select the glass material. With this picture, you can see the difference between the two of them, the one with reflection and the one without reflection. So you need to consider this. If you would like to enjoy more videos like this about architecture, Revit, SketchUp, Lumion and a lot more, please go now and subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification to get every new update. If you have any question or contribution, you can drop it in the comment section. The next tip is the color correction. To have a better rendering, you need to understand these settings. Here is where you adjust the brightness, the vibrance and the rest to have a better rendering view. Adjust the temperature, make it a bit warm. The tint, depending on how you want the rendering scene to be, you can choose to adjust it. You can reduce or increase it. I'll need to increase it. Then this vibrance controls the atmosphere just like the temperature. I'll also increase it. All these settings are self-explanatory. The brightness will help light up the rendering. As you can see, it's quite better now. And the contrast, you still need to increase it. When you are done with this, before you go for a final rendering, always have a draft rendering, because most of the adjustments we make in Lumion does not appear same during the final rendering. For example, this right here, the brightness is okay. When you render it, you notice that it's not as bright as this. So you need to consider all this. And you also need to add up some effects like the hyperlight. This will control the artificial light, but you need to adjust it a bit. The skylight, this also enhance the brightness of the scene. I will leave it at a default. The last tip is the rendering output. The higher the rendering output, the higher the image quality. Most times if you are going for a draft view, you can choose this size. But if you need a more hyper realistic rendering, you can go with the print or the poster. The higher the rendering output, the more time it will take to render. So let's go ahead and render this image. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to watch more videos like this, go now and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to share this video to your friends. If you have any question, I'll be waiting for you in the comments section.